Hello and welcome to the Edupedia world. Well, in this tutorial, we are going to study collection set part 3. So part 3 is more on focusing on the real implementation of hash set internally. So when we say that set cannot contain duplicate elements, whenever we try to perform a add operation on set, if you are already having that element, then the position or that the set won't be affected and the new element won't be added if you are adding a duplicate element. Then how does actually set is able to guide through all that, how it is actually implemented to resolve the duplicacy. So let's see that. Okay guys, so now we study the implementation of the hash set. So hash set is a very important collection in Java because it can only take up elements which are not duplicate. So we need to understand that how does that happen? How does hash set actually is able to implement that mechanism that it is not able to take the duplicate elements. Okay. So for that we have to see the implementation. So you see below is a dummy code, although it's not a real code that Java has implemented. If you want to see the real code, then you can definitely search for hash set source code. You can easily find it source code file on internet and can go through that. But for the simplification state, I have actually listed down the important, you can say, lines of code from that implementation so that you are able to actually understand how HashSet is internally implemented. Okay, so if we see that HashSet is a public class and E over here just represent the element which can be any class type. Okay, then it does extends abstract set. So you see now abstract set actually extend another interface which is set, and hash set directly extends abstract set. So it's definitely indirectly extend your set interface. Okay, and you see it also implements set. Okay, so it is does it how it is, and then there is also clonable and serializable um interface. So that's why it is able to do that. So I would rather say it should extend it's a set, it should, implement set interface and it extends abstract set because the class, and it also does implement clonable and serializable. Fine. After that, you can see we are having inside that we are having a private transient hash map. Now this hash map does take E, which is, the same type we are creating for the hash set, and also a object. Okay, and this is a map. So inside your set class, we are having a hash map, which we have declared as private and transient, which is taking, which is of the type of E, which will be the same where you declared the hash set, and also as a value it is taking as an object because your hash map actually takes everything in a form of a key and value. Okay, so if we talk about hash map, it's something you can relate to a dictionary. Like your dictionary is having a word and it's having a meaning. So in dictionary, every word is unique, but meaning can be definitely duplicate. So in the same way, hash map stores your thing. So in which the key part, that is the first part, is always unique, and the value can definitely be duplicate or same. It doesn't matter. Okay. So that's why we are using a hash map because it ensures in its implementation that the key has to be unique. That is, the first part has to be unique. Okay. Now you see we are having another private static final object present, which is a new object. So this is a dummy object that we have created to associate the value part of this map. So whenever we enter our element in this map, in the value part, we just insert this dummy object. Okay. It's a final and static object so that it cannot be modified. So we are just keeping it as it is. Then this is a constructor of hash set. So you can see in the constructor of hash set, we are actually initializing this new hash map over here. Fine. So this is what we do in the constructor of hash set. Now let's go to the a very important method of hash set, which is the add method. Okay, so this is the most important method of your hash set. Definitely, hash set does has many other methods. That's why, I've just mentioned like there are other methods as well. But right now we are concentrating on the add method of hash set to see how hash set actually allows only the duplicate element. So now in the add method, it's a boolean, public boolean method add, and it's taking an element of e type. That is the same class for which you have declared a hash set. Let's say if you have declared a hash set of a string class, then it will take the strings. Okay. Now inside the method body, there is just one line and you can see it's doing return map.put and then e present double equals to null. So what it is doing inside it, it is actually calling the put method of map. So the map object that you are having in this hash set, it is actually calling the put method. Okay. And in this put method, it is actually passing the element that you is sending to the add. So inside the put method, it is actually passing the element e that you are sending to the map and also the dummy object present that you have created for the value part. So internally, maps work in a way that it will store each and every element in the key part has to be unique. So if you are sending it in a map to be kept as unique, so it's actually sending all the unique elements in this map. Thus, your hashtag will only contain the unique element. Because you cannot store a duplicate key in a map, therefore your hashtag cannot have a duplicate element. Okay. So now if your put is successful and if it is actually inserted, then this will actually result in null. So we are checking if this results in null, that means it's inserted, so it returns true. Otherwise, if this is a duplicate key, then it does simply returns the value of that. So that means that won't be null. So if that won't be null, then it will return that value and that will become false. So this will give you false. That means it is a duplicate element and this is not inserting your hash set. Okay, so this is how hash set add method works. Now, what about the other method? Let's say if there is a remove method or there is a get method, how will that work? Well, actually, that also refers to the map because if we do remove, then it will actually, internally cause the remove of your map in a way that it sends the key in the remove method. Similarly, for get, it internally calls the get method of your map class. So, that means your map would be able to fetch that value for that particular key or simply that particular key because in set there is no key value concept, so it has to fetch the key itself. So if you just pass the key that you want to actually find, it will actually go and find the key for that and will return for that particular object whether that key is present or not. Okay, so now this is how your hash set is actually implemented in your Java code. So this is just a dummy representation. There is obviously a detailed representation that is present in the source code. So after going through this tutorial, I would recommend you to just go through and open the source code of HashSet and see the actual implementation yourself. You will find it very similar to what we have studied it just now. Okay, and definitely try yourself to implement a code for HashSet. So this is actually really beneficial whenever you want to store non-duplicate elements. And there are also other implementations like sorted set, three set, which ensures your ordering according to a sorting order. So that is also one of a very useful implementation whenever you want to keep your sort order. Okay. So guys, you can see over here, like it's just an example where I'm actually trying to add some of the elements and then I'm trying to print that hash set over here. So if I do that and you see the output, so it's showing you the three objects. Now, let me just, try to create some exception over here. So for that, let me try to have a method and let me try to pass this hash set So method is my method name. Let me create this method. So this is again a static method of object. So you see it's a static method of object. So I'm again just trying to firstly print it. So if I print it again, you see there should not be a problem. But now let me try to do something more onto it. Let me just, so you see again I'm just adding a object and again printing it. So it has actually added that object. Now what if instead of that I change it to string. So over here you can see as soon as I change it to string, it's giving me a compiler time error which is saying change the hash set type to string. Because we have created our object, again we in a method we are passing it a string. So this is a benefit of generic that it won't allow it. Okay guys, so thank you very much. This was about the set implementation in Java. The next tutorial we'll start with the map interface. Okay, so thank you. Stay tuned in.